Were there trees before?
Okay, mostly people had concentrated on planting coffee.
Coffee.
And coffee, they used to believe that it can't grow where there are trees. So they had cut down most of the indigenous trees for them to farm the coffee and these other. So that's mostly, and then building materials. So the forest had trees. The national forest had trees. But in people's farms, they didn't know the meaning of trees. Most of the water points had dried up because there are no trees. And the few trees that were there, that is what people used to cut down. Those who couldn't get to the forest.
Okay. This place had at least plenty of trees and water? Was that the case?
It was.
It was?
Because that time allowed people just used to graze. There was a lot of grazing because the rad was big. Okay. You know, as now our time came, or our parents' time came, the rad went on becoming smaller and smaller. And it is the same land that is being divided. So it is, you know, they had to do away with the trees so that they can afford to plant the food and the coffee.
So the lack of trees, what was the effect of the lack of trees in this area?
The effect is that people only could find very simple food to cook because there is very little firewood. Okay. So people had degraded, they had come out of thinking of the food that you boil for long because you don't want to use the little firewood that you have. So malnutrition came up. So people suffered. The other thing is that there was no water, enough water in the rivers and in the wells.
So in this area that you live right now, before there were not a lot of trees?
No, only the indigenous trees that just had to, very few trees. But now, introduction of Wagarimada in this place, we planted Grevillea trees, which grows very fast. It's a fast-growing tree, and it is the one that is named after the green belt because it is a belt of trees that are planted across the farm.
The tree?
Grevillea, as we call it Mokema in Kikuyu. Mokema.